Hello, welcome to the Critical Obsession podcast. My name is Mirella.
And I'm Zoe.
And today we're going to react to the trailer of The Trainee. I forgot to say, this is an episode of Potential Obsessions. Yay!
I was going to be like, yeah, it's a new pension. Oh my God, I can't speak. Well, this just started out great. Okay, anyway. I was going to say a new episode of Potential Obsession. See, no, my mouth is just not working today.
Just some, diction. Diction? Is it diction? Spelling? No.
Yeah. Diction, yeah, pronunciation, yeah, diction.
Pronunciation exercises. Do you know any?
Me?
English. Yeah, like, English ones.
Like using vowels, like a, I, u, a, o, u, u.
No, there are sentences. I don't know how these things are called, but sentences that you have to repeat fast, and they're hard to pronounce, and they help you with the diction.
Like stuff like she sells seashells by the seashore.
Oh my God! What? What was that? Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Come on, you can do it. No, I'm just kidding. It's hard. I don't even actually know how.
I don't even know what you said. I mean, I could probably read it slowly, but
well, there you go. My diction was obviously terrible. But what I said was, I'll slow it down. I said, "See, oh my God, now I can't actually say it."
You can say it fast, but not slowly.
Yeah, I said, she sells seashells by the seashore.
She sells seashells by the seashore.
Yeah, good, excellent. Now say it really fast.
No. Nope.
Oh no. Okay. Anyway, I don't think it was so much a diction or pronunciation issue. It was that my brain just had like a massive fart, and refused to function. So anyway.
I don't know what's in the air, but the brain farts are common occurrence recently. So
yeah, lots of brain farts.
Mm-hmm.
So we once again are reacting to the insane chemistry of Afghan. That's the main takeaway I take from this is like their intimacy is insane and crazy. Especially that like last scene of the trailer where they're under the umbrella, and it's just the two of them, and they're literally just standing close and looking at each other, and I'm like, oh my.
Yeah. They didn't even have to show much of their intimacy developing or anything, because
you can just feel it.
They just like, there was a 1 second or like montage. I don't even like, I had to watch it several times to see what there was there, but it was the Afghan scenes, and they know they don't need to do that because we're going to watch it anyway, and they're going to get you into their relationship anyway.
Yeah. I feel like that last scene though, like as the umbrella, the like that scene, and also the scene where we get this dynamic where Off's character Jane keeps yelling out Gunn's character Ryan's name, like in the walkie-talkie every time he wants something. He's just like Ryan. So that's like that has a momentum of building tension, just like in this little tiny part of the trailer, and then you get this, and it's kind of like almost a negative, like build of their relationship, sort of, because it seems like that Ryan is frustrated and whatever, but then you get this scene where Jane / Off like grabs a hold of the walkie-talkie, which is around Ryan's neck / Gunn's neck, and it's like once again you get this moment as well where it's just like the intimacy and everything is like, wow, okay, the chemistry is just like
you know what? I don't think they even need the slow motion. They don't need the slow motion there. It would work even without it.
No, that's right. I think obviously it's more just because I don't even know that it's like it's necessarily used in the way that like like we see it, and it's like it seems like it's like highlighting the fact that something's happening or whatever, but I feel like like when you're actually really in those kinds of moments in real life when everything just feels like it's slowed down, like it's just Because sometimes shit like that happens to you and you think, wow, okay, is this moment ever going to end? Sometimes they're good moments, sometimes they're bad.
But
And it feels kind of, yeah, it feels kind of like it's slow-mo. So it's like, it's interesting to, because I feel like in that moment, it looks like for them that that's how it is. You know what I mean?
For
So
Ryan, I
don't
feel like.
yeah, so I don't necessarily think it's like they've put that in there for us to be like, see, something's happening. I feel like it's more for the character. But you know, we need to see more of it to actually know whether or not I'm right about that. But I feel like it's good. I mean, it's got K-drama vibes, I feel like. Although I feel like the original pilot trailer was way more K-drama-y, like had a much stronger K-drama vibe than this one did. But then that was a lot longer, I think. I think it
was a bit more dramatic, and it was more focused on Afghan more. This one is focused on the other characters as well.
Yeah.
And like the moment with the papers at the end, it was so beautiful in the original trailer. I know. I'm kind of sad it's not here as well. Yeah.
I was too. I was sad it wasn't there. I hope they keep that in the show because I really that was a good scene. Like, and funnily enough, it was the most K-drama-esque kind of scene in the trailer. But it was, as you said, it was kind of romantic, but also really pretty and just it's a scene that I hope they kept. I mean, they often do, even when they move away, like from in the actual like official trailer or whatever, and they don't show certain things or whatever. You still get a variation often of like the good bits in the show. So hopefully that's something that they've retained.
Yeah. So
yeah, I feel like
characters are fresh out of university. And it looks like Ryan doesn't really know, or, they are still students or...
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I think it's different levels for some of them. Because one of the characters, he says she's a fourth-year film student or something like that, which implies she's still got a little bit more to go. Or
I think it was third year. Well, it doesn't really matter, but it looks like Ryan is not sure what he wants to do, and he catches an available trainership that he's not that interested because the things that bother him, not bother, but that give him anxiety are whether he's going to make friends, whether the mentor is going to be good to him. So this is not really what someone who is supposed to be passionate about his job is going to be interested in or concerned about, right? So his interest feels a bit superficial, which is probably why he's going to have this, not conflict, but this tension with his mentor and with the girl.
She's obviously come into this. She's very serious. This is probably something she really wanted.
She's competent.
He's just kind of felt, yeah, and he's just fallen into it, and he's just like whatever in the beginning, And I feel like it's interesting because I think we're going to see Ryan's character develop an interest and a passion, like because of Jane, but also because of the way that the value and the experiences that he's going to get, which sounds like obvious when I say it, but like, when you get to there's a scene in there where like we have all these scenes where he's basically, demanding a lot of him, and then, or not really, because it's an internship and that's what happens in an internship, but like also, he's quite critical of him, and then, someone gives a compliment for something and he directs it to Ryan because he's the person behind it. So it seems like Jane is a like kind of hard, but he's fair. You know what I mean? Like if you do the work, you'll get the kudos for it, you'll get the respect for it or whatever. So, and it's like one of those things, like when you do something and it's hard and you don't know if you really want to do it, you don't, like sometimes, especially if you don't care, you know what I mean? Like you're in this aspect of, I don't really give a shit about this. Why do I have to do this? And all you're getting is like crap in terms of your feedback. And so it gets harder and harder and you feel like worse and worse. And then suddenly someone praises you for something and you start taking pride in what you're doing. You start like going, oh wow, the hard work was worth it when you see the things coming together. So it'll be interesting to see not only his, like, obviously the development of the relationship between them, but also like if he finds his passion in what they're doing. Because as you said, at the moment he seems like lost.
I noticed that in the first trailer we had the situation where Ryan was being scolded by someone because he did something wrong, and Jane stepped up to take the blame. But in this trailer, he passes the praise to Ryan. So they changed it a little bit, and they shifted the conflict to be between them mostly. I wonder if that scene is going to be in the series where Ryan is being confronted by someone else and Jane defends him.
Yeah, I assume it probably will, because I mean it makes sense for them to do a scene like that, especially like if it happens after Jane starts to see like how hard he's working and like the effort he's putting in and stuff. If someone was to then, you know, be petty or like come at him for something, because I think from memory, like the thing he gets kind of like chastised for or whatever wasn't really his fault or whatever anyway. And so when you see that, it makes you mad, and you're going to, you know, depending on the kind of person you are, you're more unlikely to speak up about it, especially if you're a mentor or something like that. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what is maintained from the original pilot, because the original pilot was pretty good, you know, like it wasn't like there was anything. It felt fun. It felt K-drama. You know what I mean? Like it felt colorful. Like this does too. Like I love the vibrancy of this trailer. All the colors and how fun the sets look and everything. Like the set where in the pilot trailer they had the scene with the papers at the end, and you see Ofcom walk through that set, which is like almost like it looks like a snakes and ladders board, like the game, like printed on, or not printed, but like painted on the floor or something of this, like, I guess maybe office area or something. And that's like, what a fun place to work at. Like what an interesting and dynamic place to be a part of. So, and it's funny though, because in the first like couple of scenes of the trailer, we see Gunn's character, looks like he's working in like a print shop, like a copy shop or something, and it's quite dark because it looks like it's, you know, like night lit sort of type situation, but it's still really neon and bright and colorful. But he's so like whatever, like his mood and everything doesn't meet the colors, although the dim lighting kind of, I guess, does, because he doesn't seem, you know, like even then he's not that interested, or he's not really, as you said, he's more concerned about like, am I going to get along with these people? Like how painful is it going to be, sort of thing, versus, you know, how is this going to help my career? You know, am I going to have fun? Like he just kind of seems really serious and just really like, I don't know. I don't want to use the word depressed because that's not right, but like he's just, there's no light in him. There's no color in him in the beginning. Like he's just, it's like he's free falling or something. So it will be interesting to see. Yeah, he's in dead. That's the perfect word for it. He's very indifferent. And it's not even just about, it doesn't seem like it's even just about the internship. It's like, it just seems like in general, he's like, doesn't seem like he gives a shit.
Uninspired.
So it will be, yeah, it'll be fun to see him start to give a shit, I feel like. And, you know, and yeah, so it'll be interesting. But yeah, as I said, I love the colors and I love the sets and stuff. I thought it looks really fun in terms of the coloring and things like that. I wanted to say, I'm curious to see how they do it, you know, because we talked about like this K-drama-esque vibe to it. It looks like a lot of the humor is going to be attached to the other characters, and maybe the drama romance will be between Jane and Ryan. So I'm curious to see if that's how it's going to pan out or not.
Well, I don't know, because there's C, the superhuman with a clingy girlfriend who, I guess, cheats on him because he doesn't pay attention to her.
Oh, so I was right. It's so funny because I have I have notes here, and it was so funny. I was like, I'm not sure if it's if it's me or not, because I couldn't quite wrap my head around it. And I think it's like, it's something that happens to me a lot with trailers, especially like the Thai ones or something. You know, because you're trying to read the subtitles and you're trying to watch like what's happening as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, she's his girlfriend, right?
Well, she follows
suddenly,
him.
you know,
She gets the traineeship because he is there. She's not interested in the job at all, so she goes there because he is there. She wants to spend time with him. While he is interested, he is obsessed with his job. I think he's an editor, supposed to be an editor. And I laughed at the scene from the car where he's covered with a blanket. That's so me, actually. When I was living at home, I used to do this because you could see when there was light in my room, like my parents could see it because we had windows in the door. So I would read under the blanket or watch stuff under the blanket. And they caught me several times. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, but that's funny because in the car, like, what are you doing? Like, what is that? What is happening?
What's the point? Yeah. Well, it's funny because I'm interested to actually see as much as I'm not interested to see him getting his heart broken or whatever. I'm interested to see what happens with the GL relationship because I'm still yet to find one that I liked in not just GMM but like across the board. For whatever reason, there always seems to be something that just doesn't work for me
across the board. Like never ever in any series, any movies.
Oh, like no, but like I mean, like in the Thai type stuff. Yeah. I've yet to find one that I like.
What about outside Thai?
Oh yeah, I've seen some really good things. Mm-hmm. There's a couple of like period type kind ones, and I can't remember the author's name. Like BBC or somewhere like that made versions of them. Maybe it's not BBC, but someone. There's two. One's called Tipping the Velvet, and the other one's called Fingersmith, and they're like both lesbian stories. And there's good chemistry and good. Like I really enjoyed those. And there's like been other stuff as well. Mm-hmm. But yeah, for me, I don't know whether it's the chemistry, whether it's that like they just look really uncomfortable, like they don't want to be doing what they're doing. And well, I watched, to see that.
I watched several episodes of 23.5, and the chemistry was quite good there.
Yeah, see, but they're the two actresses from Bad Buddy, yeah.
Yes, but it was so. Yeah, I was not that into their relationship from Bad Buddy, because there was not much to it. But in this one, they were really cute. Really cute.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, because in Bad Buddy, I didn't really get I wasn't a fan necessarily of the chemistry and the. So, but yeah, so and I never watched that because the characterization was an issue for me with the screaming and the squealing and the. The other stuff that was in the trailer, it put me off, unfortunately.
Well, me personally, after watching 23.5, I now had the opinion that they can do it, so I'm looking forward to Pluto. I think I have expectations from that series.
Oh yeah, the pilot trailer for Pluto makes me very interested in that one. So the other thing is I started watching a drama. It's not GMM. It's I think it's called Love Sea, and it's got two of the actors from that Love in the Air one. And there's going to be, I think, a GL pairing in that, and they look very cute. Like I'm actually quite interested to see how their storyline goes. So I'm not sure. So, but this kind of the dynamic between these two characters, even though it's kind of like cheating or whatever, does look interesting because she does look very like Bami does look like a very kind of immature.
Yeah, I did like it.
Superficial character, didn't you?
No, I didn't. It felt a bit like someone. I don't know why, but maybe because the leads, but the relationship between Ryan and Jane did not make me feel uncomfortable. But these two kind of did not feel right to me. Maybe it's because of the scenes that they chose to display here in the trailer.
Yeah,
but
maybe, and also maybe
weird.
maybe as well because like she's C's girlfriend and you love C.
Maybe.
But whereas I had the different reaction, I'm curious because, as I said, I feel like Bami, I feel like she comes across anyway as a very flighty, immature, superficial character.
Yeah, maybe that's why I felt uncomfortable, because it feels like this person who has authority and is...
Well, no, what I saw in it, I get what you're saying, but what I saw in it is that maybe this character is going to, I cannot remember what her name was, is going to pull the maturity out of her. Do you know what I mean? Like that clearly it wasn't something she found in her relationship with C, which is fine because they're the same age and they're like going through the same sort of things, and he's focused on other stuff. So they're not really like, their relationship potentially is maybe a little bit superficial anyway because they're, you know what I mean? Like he's preoccupied or whatever. So they don't have that mature aspects of their relationship developing, but maybe like the demands from this person, or I get what you're saying, because you can see potentially an imbalance in like the maturity and all the rest of it. But I wonder if at the end of this, this is why
I don't know. It's just like even in the original trailer, it felt a bit predatory somehow to me.
I never even noticed it in the original trailer. Like this is what. No, must have been so like bamboozled by the fact that we were getting a new off-gun drama at the time that I just never paid attention. Yeah, no, I don't really remember.
I don't know. Maybe
the character backstories.
Maybe it's just me and the first impression, but like this person is so intense and kind of flirty with her, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's, as I said, I'm interested to see like if Bami gets like grows up, I guess, maybe, and what that looks like then, what a relationship between them would look like, and chemistry wise and stuff like that. But I get where you're coming from too. But it could be, it could be.
You know what? Now I'm thinking about the scenes, and I remember how she was like, "Don't play on the phone while talking to the client," and she was really nice while saying that. So what the hell is wrong with me? Why am I having these thoughts?
No, well, I don't know, but as I said, like to me, she seems very, like when you said she was flirty, I don't know that I saw that. Well, at least if she was, I never noticed it. I kind of more read it as that she's being authoritarian, which is like she's meant to be.
Maybe I just remembered it from the original trailer. I'm not sure.
Maybe the original trailer is more like out of, you know what I mean, like more
in your face,
obviously. Yeah. It'll be really embarrassing if it was, because if it was really in your face and I completely missed it. I was blinded by off gun. That's my only excuse. But yeah, so I'm curious anyway, you know what I mean? I'm not saying I think this thing's gonna be good or whatever, but the only other pairing, coupling or whatever in GMM that I've seen, like for GLs, is the ones from Pluto. The story seems interesting. So I'm curious, you know, if they're going to devote to them as a secondary couple in this. I'm curious to see what will come of it, you know, what will happen in it anyway. The other thing that I noticed is there's a character called Pa, which is played by an actor called Poon, and he's currently in that We Are show, which I'm also watching, which is airing at the moment. And his character in this trailer looks almost exactly the same as his character in We Are, which is kind of like, I'm a bit like, is this like, is he being typecast here? Like, I don't know, because his character in We Are is really like kind of loud and silly and like oblivious to like what's going on. And you know, he's the one in this in the trailer, you know, like who, when they were going, oh my god, do you like Jane and all that, and he's got the skeleton. And
that's funny.
And in I think the main trailer, like they're not the main trailer, but the pilot trailer, I think like his character, I feel like he's been recast, because wasn't his character played by like Mark or someone?
I don't think so. Well, I don't know.
I don't think it was him though.
I don't know if it was him or not, but it was not played by Mark.
No. But someone like that, like, I don't think it was him. I'm gonna have to go rewatch the pilot trailer now because I need to see if there's I need to see the GL aspect of it, and also try and work out whether it's the same actor. Because it's gonna bug me, I feel like. But yeah, if it's not, if they've like recast him or whatever in the pilot trailer for sure, it definitely seems like his character and oh my god, I feel really bad now. The older actor who does a lot of like presentation. No, that's what's the word when you're like
Interviewing?
Yeah, that sort of stuff. Yeah, like a show host kind of thing. Yeah, he does. I know he does a show with P Jenny and someone else where they have a lot of people come on and interview and stuff. And he's obviously also an actor, but he's I think a bit of a comedian in general. Yeah. And so his character and this other character seem to be like in the pilot trailer, like the comic relief, like the kind of silly, over the top, kind of humor stuff. So that could be why his character's like this, but his character is very similar in We Are. And I was watching the trailer and I was just like, that's probably going to pull me out a little bit whenever he's in it because it's very similar. Very, very similar. But, it's a 2-minute 50 trailer, so he could be completely different. He could have depths to the ocean for all we know. I doubt it because it's not that kind of show, but...
I'm curious about View's character arc. I wonder what she's going to learn.
Oh, the one who's the third-year film student?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think she's going to get disillusioned somehow?
I don't know.
And learn that even if you do everything correctly, you're not going to get to the goal. I just wonder. I'm wondering what a character like her, who seems to be in control in the beginning, is going to experience.
Well, I mean, it's not shown here at all, and it could end up being nothing. But like GMM love pairing people off and stuff these days. So the other thought that I was having while I was watching this is she's such a serious character and she's clearly very focused on like this internship because it, pertains to her future career and how she wants to move forward and things like that. And C's character seems to be very the same. And obviously he's going to break up with his girlfriend. So I wondered if they would maybe put them together. They're similarly focused, but also it might, as you said, there might be a lesson in there for her that like it's not, it's not the be all and end all of everything to be so focused because, as you said, it may not turn out the way you expected.
It seems like maybe it's his lesson, but her.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I'm curious. I'm curious.
Yeah, they may not even give her one. She may just be there, which sounds terrible, but she may just be there, as a part of like Ryan's journey.
Well, that would be a waste because she's a good actress, I think.
It would be, but we don't...
I doubt it.
No, but they didn't give us enough clues, I feel like. As I said, it's a 2-minute 50 episode. 2-minute 50 second trailer, so they haven't given us heaps. They've given us just enough to be interested, I feel like.
I'm still thinking about that girls' love thing, and I don't think they would go there to make this a predatory romance, especially because this is one of their first sapphic interactions. I don't think they'd go there, so it's probably just me catching weird vibes, being paranoid.
Well, I guess, do you know what? I feel like it'll be interesting to see, like, because maybe it is, like, maybe that is I mean, once again, I feel like it'd be a she thing to do because, as you said, they're just dipping their toes into the sapphic kind of genre, and to like paint it in a negative way is not a great like way to go. But
I think it is kind of cool because like there are different situations, but I doubt they'd go there.
No, but you mentioned before that you have like we have this relationship that builds between Jane and Ryan. This could like, which obviously is going to end up being a positive thing. This could be the opposite side of that because it kind of is already negative because if it starts out with her cheating, do you know what I mean? They could be going to go that way, which while I said, it's probably not great if they do, it's more because, and I agree with you, there are different things, different relationships form in different ways. Shit happens. Like, it's not always like sunshine and puppies and everything. That's not realistic. But what I mean is like that fans may not like that they do that. Because they might take it the wrong way. Like instead of the contrast that it's probably intended for, and rather than look at it as look, they've done this with them, and miss the fact that they're including this kind of relationship in the first place, like the GL side of it, which is like great. Take the other side, which is the negative side of it, instead of enjoy the fact that they're exploring it in this way. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. That's what I guess what I mean. I'm kind of curious to see what will happen with that storyline. Because they did sort of focus on the two of them, not as much obviously as Jane and Ryan's characters, but as you said, we didn't get heaps of them because they know that we're going to watch for Off Gun. So like, and you got a lot of it in the pilot trailer, so kind of what you're getting. Fans already super excited, like, so. It makes sense that they focused on some of the other characters, but they definitely focused on the two of them quite a bit more than anyone else. So they're definitely sort of like the main, like, secondary, or like, secondary couple. So I'll be curious to see what they do with all the different characters and how they, whether or not the two I mentioned are just there for comic relief, or whether they'll have their own, little story arcs. I can't imagine there's going to be a lot of delving into, a lot of like all of the characters, because this, I went to if it's accurate, I'm not sure if it's accurate or not, but I went to my drama list to have a look at the characters' names and stuff, and to find out the actor's name who's playing Pa, and it's apparently there's only 10 episodes. So
not a lot.
That makes it a little bit like limited on how much you can delve into the secondary character and third and fourth characters sort of thing. So that may just be that they're going to focus primarily on Jane and Ryan, and then Barmy, and I do not remember what the other mentor's name is, and by connection get it, C, and then as I said, the other character. I hope that I'm wrong and she's not just there to, highlight Ryan's kind of journey, but given the length of the show, and it depends on how quickly they progress with the storylines and how much things are dragged out and stuff as to whether or not they'll be able to delve into it in a satisfying way, like get those resolutions. I was really surprised when I saw 10 episodes, like, honestly. I would have thought, at least the standard 12. So, and that could be wrong, like, because, it hasn't started airing yet. So sometimes that information's put in, like, without, the full knowledge of what's actually happening. But I don't know. I don't remember being told it was only 10 or seeing anywhere else that it was only 10. But it could very well be that.
Yeah, and I think we're going to spend a lot of time on them doing work on how things happen in the office, on the production, on that part. So we're not going to have a lot of time to see how they develop as people and how their relationship progress.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm definitely intrigued. I'm definitely curious about it. I'm not sure like how it will go in regards to like whether or not we could do a podcast about it if we'd have enough to talk about, but at the same time, I didn't think we'd spend this long talking about the trailer.
Yeah.
And we actually have had a lot to say. Like, we were like, oh, this will be really interesting. So it might be one of those ones where it starts and you and I are like, okay, we suddenly have lots to say. But I'm definitely, I mean, it's, it's Off Gun, so I'm definitely going to watch it either way.
Same.
But, if we don't end up doing a podcast about it, guys, you should definitely come and like chat with us about it. On our socials and stuff, because we will definitely probably be gushing about it and be excited with you as well. So it's definitely one that will probably be, if we don't even have in-depth things to say, we'll definitely have good things to say. Spanish things to say. So, but yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. I can't believe it's starting at the end of this month. Like, I was not expecting that, honestly. Even though it had been mentioned a few times that it was going to be in the first half of this year, I honestly thought they would like bump it out until like September or something. I really wasn't expecting it, at all.
I thought it was going
Even
to
though
be
I think like at the
August.
beginning of the year they said like March, didn't they? There was March, then it was May. And so the fact that it's the end of June is, yeah, I was surprised when it finally got mentioned.
Well, I guess this is it.
Yeah.
Thank you for hanging out with us. Share a podcast with the people who you think might be interested. Share it on social media. It helps a lot. And goodbye for now.
Bye.